you guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Ruby, I live in New York City, and this is my lifestyle channel. If you like what you see, be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. I post new videos 3 times a week, so there's always new content to binge. Our next goal for this channel is to hit 6K, so if you'd like to be a part of making that happen, it would just be greatly appreciated. I was not actually planning on filming in the living room today, but it is a super gloomy day here in New York. The lighting in the bedroom just was like not it no matter what I did, so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna come out into the living room where we have our giant window, and we're just gonna film this video here because it's like a sit down chatty video. I'm not like showing you guys any products or anything like that, so I feel like a more chill setup like this is okay. And I cannot believe that the time is finally here, but we are doing my final no buy video for the 2020 no buy that I did. I made a check-in / update video halfway through the year back in the summer, and then today is the final update video where I'm gonna kind of talk to you guys about my experience during the second half of my no buy, all of the like additional purchases that I made, and then also we're going to answer the question, would I ever do a no buy again? What am I doing this year in terms of like watching my finances? So without further ado, I think we should just jump into this video, starting kind of with how my overall experience was for the second half of 2021. When it came to like the desire to want to shop and like buy, you know, I say unnecessary purchases, but like that's really not the right word. I guess just purchases that weren't absolutely necessary and weren't like in my budget for the month. But honestly, like I really didn't find it that hard not to shop. And I honestly think that's because I knew that in the second half of the year Black Friday would eventually be coming up, and that's when I would get to like really shop and have fun, because that's one of the rules that I set for myself, was I was allowed to do Black Friday shopping, but it had to be with money that I accumulated from either, or points that I accumulated either from my credit card or gift cards. But to make a long story very, very short, I knew that like I would get to do some like really fun kind of like frivolous shopping and spending later in the year. A big thing that I continued to do very similarly to the first half of the year is I would do like online window shopping anytime I kind of had the desire to do some retail therapy, and I would just add things to a virtual shopping cart. I would never check out, but just I would kind of like do like window shopping but online. I feel like it was a great way for me to like see new releases, kind of feel like I was shopping, but also like really look at like what was in my bag, and then like a couple weeks later even realize like what items just weren't as important to me anymore. Meaning if I would have purchased them like as soon as I saw them, it would have definitely been more of like an impulse purchase, something that just I didn't use after, you know, a short amount of time. And that's something that I really love overall about a low buy or a no buy. It really just keeps you accountable, and it makes sure that everything you're purchasing is intentional. I'm a firm believer in everything that you purchase in life does not have to be a necessity. You can definitely buy things that you just want, but there has to be intention behind it, and you should be very conscious of where your money is going. Now, I definitely still did like a decent amount of shopping even before Black Friday, but they were all for necessary items, so we're gonna break those down in a second. However, as I was looking back on this list, I feel very proud of myself and very happy to be able to say that everything on this list of like non-necessary necessities, if that makes sense, were things that I still continue to use almost on the daily even now. And when I say non-necessary necessities, what I mean is these were purchases that aren't usually like in my monthly budget. They're not like repeat like bills or purchases, but they're things that I found myself really needing that I didn't either have a backup of here at the apartment, or I just never had to begin with. So speaking of that list of purchases, let's go through them now. Let's break down everything that I purchased for myself that was outside of my typical budget. From Alo Yoga, this was like back towards the end of the summer, I purchased a new yoga mat, a yoga towel, and a strap just to make carrying the yoga mat easier. All 3 of these things I continue to use like super regularly. Obviously there are some days where I work out at a fitness studio where I don't need to bring that equipment, but on days where I'm doing an at-home workout or working out in my apartment gym, I love having these things. I bought a pair of Skims pajamas because I needed a new pair of like really nice pajamas. I was ready to invest in a pair that I knew I was gonna have for a long time. I was tired of like going through PJs so fast. I just feel like when you don't invest in your pajamas, because you're washing them so much, they can really like wear and tear pretty easily. So happy that I made the investment in these. If you guys have been watching me at all on this channel, you know I am obsessed with my Skims pajamas. I gifted my mom a pair for Christmas. They are seriously some of like the best pajamas I've ever purchased. Not only do they just like feel luxe, but they are luxe, and I just love them. They're such a like big part of my night routine now. I look forward to putting them on literally every single night. You guys know the second half of the year I got super into SLT and solid core. Now I pretty much take exclusively at solid core just because when it's closer to me, and also I work there now. For those Pilates classes, I purchased a couple packs of the like Pilates like grippy socks. And I also purchased a pair of wrist wraps because my wrists can tend to be pretty sensitive, especially when we're doing a class that like incorporates a lot of planks, a lot of weight being put on our wrists. Super necessary purchases and things that I use literally on the daily. I use my wrist wraps like not just in solid core, but when I'm doing workouts here at the gym, when I'm weightlifting. I also purchased a new gym bag from Lululemon. I am obsessed with it. It's like a pale pink color and it's almost like a neoprene material, so it's super easy to like take care of, very low maintenance. If it gets wet, it literally doesn't matter. Even though the like fitness studios that I go to, and obviously like on the days that I work at my apartment gym, my commute is like not long at all, I still like having a gym bag where I can just put everything in one place. There's a dedicated bag for it. It's durable, it's easy to wipe down if it gets dirty, it doesn't matter if it gets wet. So while it was expensive, it was definitely a really great purchase for me. So I know that I said at the beginning of the year I wasn't going to be doing any clothing shopping until Black Friday unless I found it absolutely necessary. And to be completely honest, as we were transitioning into the fall and as I was looking through my wardrobe, I realized there were just a lot of basics that I was missing. I did a really big closet clean out during the first half of the year, and while that was really great because I got rid of pieces that just like were either old or just didn't feel like me anymore, it definitely left me with fewer options for fall and winter clothing. So what I did is I actually combined my fall and winter shopping, and I did it right at the beginning of the fall season. I want to say in September. However, they were all necessary clothing pieces that I didn't already have in my wardrobe. I stuck exactly to my list. And actually, if you guys want to go back on my channel to this fall and like the videos that I uploaded, I posted a fall haul featuring all the clothes that I like purchased for my list. So while it was still like a semi-larger amount of clothing to purchase, it was all necessary, and all of those pieces have been so great, taking me from the fall into the winter, which obviously we're still in. This was also the half of the year that I purchased my Coach Soft Tabby bag, which you guys know I literally use like almost every single day. It's either that or my Marc Jacobs bag. I just needed a really good, not only like fall crossbody, but just a neutral crossbody that I could wear every single day that was big enough to hold my vlog camera. Because that's the thing, while I have other crossbody bags that I truly love, I didn't have any that were really big enough to hold my vlog camera along with my phone and my portable charger and everything that I need to just like have a successful day. I purchased another Aritzia Super Puff. This year I purchased the mid-length. Last year I bought myself the shorty, which is like their cropped version. Living in New York City, it is just crucial to invest in a really good winter coat, and I love the Aritzia Super Puffs. They keep you super warm, they're super luxe, but I feel like for a really great coat, they're not like the most expensive. Now, I'm not saying that they're not an investment because they totally are, but in comparison to a lot of other like winter coat brands, it's much lower in price. And so I wanted to purchase the mid-length this year just so that I had a winter coat that gave me a little bit more coverage on the days where it was either really freezing or really windy or both. Absolutely love my Super Puffs. I've been getting a ton of use out of the mid-length one. I got the plain black ones that I could wear with everything. So that was everything that I purchased from the end of summer to Black Friday, up to Black Friday, I should say. So honestly, a pretty short list, and everything, like I said, was very intentional and had a purpose behind it. So then we get to Black Friday, and if you guys watched my Black Friday haul, you would know that I definitely like went a little crazy. However, all of the money that I spent on Black Friday slash like the Cyber Monday weekend was money that I had accumulated from credit card points that I then was able to turn into cash back. So while yes, I was spending money, I wasn't pulling from my savings. I wasn't having to like add extra money into my November budget. But yeah, I just allowed myself honestly to like have fun on Black Friday, purchase things that were off of my wish list that didn't necessarily have like a purpose behind it. I just really wanted the item, but I was still purposeful in the sense that I wanted to make sure that these were all things that I was going to continue to use like past a couple of weeks. And then as far as after Black Friday, there were two purchases that I made in December. Back in December, we actually went to the Met to see our friend Kristen Chenoweth perform. She was also singing one of my mom's songs in the show, which was so special. And because it was such a special night and also like such a fancy event, and it had been a while since we needed to like dress up like that, I needed to purchase a new outfit for the Met. There just wasn't anything in my closet that was really gonna like fit the occasion. So I purchased a new dress and a pair of shoes and and jewelry for that outfit. And then I will say, actually, after the event, I ended up returning the shoes just because they weren't as comfortable as I thought they were going to be. I purchased them from Nordstrom, and Nordstrom seriously has like the best return policy. So even though I had already worn them, only once, but I had already worn them, they still let me return them. So I guess technically after that return, all I really bought was a dress and jewelry for the Met. And then lastly, you guys know, for Christmas, I bought Kevin a new piece of luggage from Away. I bought him the bigger carry-on, and I also have just been like in desperate need of new luggage, but specifically a carry-on. So I ended up buying myself one as well the same week that I bought Kevin his suitcase. So obviously his purchase was very necessary because that was part of his Christmas gift. And my purchase was necessary too. It was just kind of outside like my typical monthly budget. I'm obsessed with it though, and I haven't even used it. I got the bigger carry-on in the pale pink color. I know that the pale pink luggage from Away is kind of like overdone at this point, but honestly, I love it so much. And I'm honestly just like a huge believer in investing in your luggage, because while it hurts once to purchase, it will last you so long as you take care of it. But after that, you guys, those are all of the extra purchases that I made during my 2021 no buy. So not a super long list. I look at that and I'm extremely like content and satisfied with it. I honestly think I did really well during this no buy. And some might say, you know, you didn't technically do a no buy because you had to buy like extra things. I don't think there's any way to do a no buy where you don't have additional expenses from time to time outside of your typical monthly budget. That's just how I feel, at least. And I also don't believe in completely depriving yourself, which is why I allowed myself to still do shopping on Black Friday. I just didn't want to use money from like savings or a ton of extra money and add it to like 1 month's budget, which is why I just kind of came to the personal agreement, you know what, however much I have in cash back, that's how much I'm allowed to spend on Black Friday. So now comes the big question. Will I do another no buy in 2022? As much as I honestly like really enjoyed this experience and learned a lot about myself, I don't think for me it is necessary to do another no buy. For me, and just the way that my life is and the purchases that I make, I think it's much more attainable to just kind of keep living with a low buy mindset. And that just basically means continuing to be conscious and really thoughtful about the new purchases that I'm bringing into my life and to me and Kevin's apartment. After having done a low buy in 2020 and a no buy in 2021, I've definitely seen like kind of both ends of the spectrum. And for me, I just think a low buy works better. And while I say I'm going into this year with the mentality of a low buy, I'm not like specifically doing one. I'm not going to be doing like monthly updates here on this channel, but I'm going to be taking with me the lessons that I learned during my low buy and my no buy. And like I said, just being more intentional, continuing to be more intentional. And also, I do just want to say that does not mean that finance videos are completely going away on this channel. I really actually, if anything, want to incorporate more here on this channel. When I was thinking, you know, do I want to do another no buy? Do I want to do another low buy? Neither one of them really felt right for me this year, but I am going to continue making sure that every additional purchase that I make and bring into my life is something that I've thought about. I think it's really important, especially for our generation, to just be more open with talking about money. I still don't understand why to this day finances are such a taboo subject. It is so important to educate yourself on financial literacy and just feeling confident with budgeting in your finances and spending and your finance habits. And so I really hope that these videos are helpful and you've taken something from them. If nothing else, I hope that they're just entertaining. I think that pretty much wraps up everything. I was just looking through the notes that I set aside for myself on my phone, and I don't really see anything else that I like needed to talk about. If you guys did enjoy this video though, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, and again, click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We are trying to reach 6K. That is the next goal here for this channel. Be sure to follow me on all of my other social media networks: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Clubhouse. Check out my Amazon shop. There's just like tons of links in the description box. I love you all so much. I hope that you guys are staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I will talk to you all again very soon in my next video. Okay? Bye everybody.